What's up, YouTube? Thanks for tuning back in to Chase Games here, and today, while I'm still home, I wanted to make one more video just because everybody loves these things, and whenever there's a new player, they say that what they went looking for first was a tier list, so let me make a tier list while I have some good internet in my desktop. So first of all, since the last tier list, we have had obviously more units. The last one was a bit before Blossoming came, so that's a huge deal, going to change the units pretty big. It's been obviously there's been, I mean, it's been a couple months, but I feel like you can say there's been a meta shift in Arena. Magic is not worthless, but I find myself bringing all physical teams almost all the time now, when it was nearly the opposite before. So yeah, just a lot of changes. 2.0 brought some changes. I can make a video about that. I just don't have time right now. I will try. I mean, some of the advice that you would give to new players now has changed to 2.0. The examples aren't coming to mind right away. But anyway, let's get to this tier list. Let's see if I can get this one under like 45 minutes. Not gonna happen. Okay. Let's see. Let's start with, you know, I don't want to scroll down, so let's start with what is on top. Dragon Lord. Okay, so it's my favorite unit. Okay. By the way, I'm just going to stick with S, A, B, C, and D. So, S is, well, he's going to be an S. I'm going to stop dragging him around. He's my favorite, and he's hella strong. He would already be, like, strong A before his, Blossom, because his single target damage is insane. Now, not only is his damage greater, he's got more survivability, he's got MP regen, and he's got one of the very few Zam spells, and its range is incredible. So yeah, he's awesome. Okay, this is one of the best units in the game. Extremely versatile, and just like I said, any boss that's weak to Frizz, just figure out how you can like get Dragon Lord to pound on him, and it's a win. Okay, yeah, so, anything else to say about him? No, he's just very strong. He's, I understand if you don't blossom him first. I didn't blossom mine first, just because the other ones were really calling to me a lot more, even though I love Dragon Lord. His blossom is very strong, and if you have him, orb him. He's a heavy orb priority. By the way, how I'm going to distinguish between S and A is, A is, all the stuff in A is going to be incredible, and I'm going to say S is like, that's the best in your box. That's the orb first, that's, you know, they get everything first, and it's not really a reroll time. I mean, some players are new, you can still reroll, but like, you don't, I mean, there's not a lot of choices in rerolling right now that are going to be top tier, but just in general, like, these would be like the kind of things that you want to start your game with. Like, if you're starting during an anniversary and watching this, some kind of celebration event rather, and you can get a couple of these S tier units, keep that account, okay? Alright, let's move on to Dragon Lord True Form. This is also S tier now. It was already really good. These guys did not need blossoms. It's just insane that they did it, and right off the bat too, for the most part. We got Dragon Lord True Form's blossom very, very early. I have not gotten to his blossom yet, but from what I've seen, his HP is now even more insane. It must have been high already. Now they boosted it. Now he's got HP, like he regens HP every time you attack him. Granted, a lot of these things I'm talking about are with blossom talents, so if you have not invested in their blossom trees yet, you're not getting these things, and they are quite significant. And yes, those materials are scarce. So sorry, not all these two units so far are not as awesome unless you have done their blossom tree. But yeah, he's got AoE damage. He's got great breath damage, great physical damage. Now he has a great single target damage. A relevant leader skill, although it's a bit dated. I don't like things that debuff the enemy. They're fine in long PvE fights. In Arena, almost completely worthless. Yeah. So, Juliante. I'm moving my evaluation down of her down a little bit. Here's why. this is more for long-term players, the newbies, sorry. Juliante is a good unit. If you've orbed everything else, you know, she's a great thing to orb. I wouldn't yell at anybody for orbing her. But her, what do they call it? Alluring Bonadori is a lot less significant now. It's still very good. A lot less significant now that Seraphi is out. There's just no reason to put not to put Seraphi on almost any team unless you're just breezing through it. And she has a better version because hers is ranged. So yeah, now when she gets blossomed, she's going to be amazing. Unfortunately, with the stupid way that that Square, Aiming, whoever handles holidays, we might not get her blossom until next, you know, late spring, early summer. Hopefully not. But until then, she's not keeping up with new units. Her attack, her AoE attack buff, is just not a big deal anymore now that we've got Seraphi. So there you go. Far from useless, just not top tier anymore. Okay. Kingslime. I'm gonna put her down here because I've never... I don't know. Some people say that she's great in Arena. That was quite a while ago. She's unique. You know, we didn't get the Great Pyramid event back, but, you know, longtime players know that she does have, well, what at the time was pretty unique utility. Now, well, there's a lot of things that drag units forward now, so she's getting less unique. I don't know. I don't know why they didn't blossom her. I mean, they brought back Slime Fest, so I have no idea why she hasn't been blossomed. Far from useless. From what I understand, high HP. I don't know about her defense, but high HP, high agility. She's got occasional MP regen, which can be good. I don't know. In a long fight, she can keep going. Maybe you want to toss like the chocolate toss scroll on her. She'd probably be able to use it fairly well. I didn't tested it, but that's my theory. Anyway, yeah, she's just, I would love to get some orbs into her, but I never have enough, so yeah, she's pretty low tier. Lionheart, I'm gonna put Lionheart in B tier, because I think it's better than Kingslime. Also, I did not like him for the longest time, and now he's proven useful in a lot of the blossoming doors. And, I mean, I know that in JP tier lists, like, how they fit in the meta is huge. And maybe I'm not going to be like that quite as much, but, yeah, meta right now for the blossoming doors, he is pretty good. Not an arena unit, though. We have come into, I'm not the arena expert, but I'm not the biggest dummy. I'm interested in arena sometime. But it seems to me, and I don't think anybody would disagree, that three movement units are still good in arena, but they need to have like range 3 attacks. This guy, he can only hit things in front of him. He's got a lightning attack that'll let him hit to the things to the side if there's still something in front of him. But generally you want things to hit one target anyway. You know, it splits the damage up when it would hit all one thing. He's not an arena unit, which is a shame. It'd be nice, but he's not an arena unit, and he's, you know, it's just, if something has a whoosh weakness, or even a zap weakness sometimes, and or you need defense lowered, this guy can be, you know, a better version of Hellion using his mints. But yeah, I'm not going to put him any higher. I wouldn't say that he necessarily needs a Blossom, but they have blossomed things way stronger than these two slime units. For new players, they came out together. So I don't know why. Zoma. For the first time on one of my tier lists, not that I've made that many. Did my voice crack there? Oh, anyway. Yeah, he's going to go A tier. This is, he's still hella useful. He's still amazing. You still want to consider, if you pull like one copy of him somewhere, you want to consider buying the dupe for him, depending on what other things, what other boss units you need dupes for. Since we don't have Crystalinda, there's no other crack type casters. As far as crack damage, what do we have? Well, there's Dimension Dragon now. That's okay. I don't know how great his physical damage is. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's not bad. I don't know if it's really good. Other than that, I mean, physical crack damage, we've got Killing Machine. I'm just down on Killing Machine's outdated. He's only 3 movement, and his ice attack is, just right in front of him. So as far as crack damage, Zoma's the best that we've got, I'm pretty sure. Although now we've got Great Dragon with his Ice Breath, which I've heard does quite a bit of damage. I haven't found out yet. I can't do him yet, but it's coming. So anyway, he's still a fantastic mage. He's the best. I think he's still the best mage character that we have. Psy Cannon is great. He's always going to do good neutral damage. But he's not S tier anymore. No, he's not S tier. Baramos. Oh, everybody hated Baramos. Blah, blah, blah. Dude, this guy is S tier, and I would already be working on his blossoming if we didn't get another... I'm not going to spoil it. It's super obvious, but there's another Blossom Bang unit type unit that is super awesome and doing a great job for me, so I can't do him first. That being said, I still think this guy is amazing. They just gave him a type neutral breath attack. Now, I would assume that this... I have not tested it. Sorry, I'm talking out of my rear here. He's still good, though. He's still S tier. I would assume that this is going to do the same kind of damage as Dragonlord Trueform's Fire or Helberd Saurus's Volcanic Flame when they're type neutral. If it's more or less, obviously matters a lot. I would assume it's about the same. Please correct me in the comments if it's like more or if it's less. But I think I mentioned this before. Maybe it was a stream. His breath can confuse, and if he confuses something, he hits it with compressed Necro Boom. Now it's should be a weaker version of it. I believe it says it doesn't get pumped up from anything, and it would be as if it were ability level 0. But still, you're hitting something with compressed Necro Boom that you've already done type neutral breath damage to. So I think that, and it says it does that, it confuses occasionally. Now, it's not 100%, I don't know what the chances are, but in my experience, doing things in PvE, generally when something is weak to an ailment, something that hits occasionally is usually, like, almost every time. So, what I'm getting at is, in Arena, things that are weak to confusion may make Baramos very strong. He may be a meta unit, even if he isn't now. I don't know which top units are weak to confusion right now, but if there are, I know it's lazy for me not to check, sorry. If there are top Arena units right now weak to confusion, that's going to make Baramos a lot stronger. We just got his Blossom though, so nobody's done any testing. At least not enough people to go and tell me. Also, okay, so take everything that he has right now and leave that alone. And remember, his Blossoming is giving him +1 move. That's it. That makes him amazing. A caster with that big boom AoE pattern and 3 movement. That makes him the best caster. Well, I mean, Dragonlord caster form is... The range is different. He's only 2 movements still. They're different, but... Okay, range... Dude, that makes him a good Arena unit already, too. If you've got a team with 2 or 3 enemy bang weaknesses, at least... He's going to go destroy something first turn and do huge damage to the things next to him. Now, you can't tell beforehand, but I mean... There are Arena weeks or opponents that sometimes like start their units in like that boom AoE pattern, and you could go up and hit all 5 of them, possibly. But anyway, I think he is a top tier unit after his Blossoming, and I can't wait to be able to put mats into him. Alright, Valencia. I don't know anything about her, really. She's Zam, which, if we got her when she was supposed to come out, would be pretty relevant, because we didn't have any Zam for quite a long time. And then we got Astark, and Astark didn't have any range, so in Arena, we still didn't really have Zam. Now we do, and she is, I don't know, she's underwhelming. I'm just gonna put her down and see. There's really... She's probably good enough to use. Like, if you have a very limited box, yeah, sure. She's probably fine if you orbed her, but I definitely think that she is... I don't think anybody should be orbing her. You've got to have better units than her, unless you have had very, very bad luck and you started, like, last week. So, yeah. And if you started last week, you don't have Valencia. So, there we are. Elena. No, she gets a bloom too. I blossom. I'm always gonna say bloom. I believe she gets a lot stronger. Right now, she's PvE only. She's far, far, far too fragile for Arena. She doesn't have the movement to go and hit something with her main ability, and her Trailblazer does great damage, and then it is literally suicide. Unless you can take out the entire enemy party, whatever is left is going to go and just breathe on Elena and kill her. She has no defense and no HP. She's glass. She's glass. So she cannot be used in Arena. But, you know, as far as high damage, like, you know, Frizz physical, she does pretty well. Although you basically have to use her with a cover tank in PvE as well. Okay, let's move on. Kirill. I'm going to go ahead and put Kirill down at D. Obviously, Arena. No. Are you high? No, he's not an Arena unit. PvE. I mean, there's first of all, I mean, there hasn't been a chance to get this guy since the 6th month, and that was a small chance, so newer players don't have to worry, but he has multi-heal. Okay. If you're in a, like, okay, so comparing him to Emperor Slime, he's, you know, he can take more hits than Emperor Slime, you know, assuming that everything isn't in the stage isn't just physical, but I mean, both of these guys are so outshined. I know it doesn't matter, just screw it. No, Kirill's bad. I don't remember what his Blossom does for him. He'll get it at the same time Elena gets hers. But right now he's bad, and I don't think that he improved that much with his Blossoming. We'll see. We'll worry about it then. Okay. Astark. Sorry, Sorrow. I always get these guys confused for some reason. I thought they were like the same version. I thought they were different versions of the same boss, because they just looked the same to me at first. Gonna put him in A tier. He's amazing. Orb him up. Man, go for him. I don't know. He probably belongs up in S. I don't know. I'm putting him in A because he's another unit. Now, granted, I hate seeing him in Arena, but right now, he's only 3 movement. I don't know. He's definitely like the top of this A list. He probably belongs in S tier, but I'm just not feeling it. I'm not feeling it with him. Granted, mine's only 1 awakening, so I think, I don't know, some people got him up to 3 or 4, and they're getting a bit more damage out of him than I am. It's not worlds of difference, but maybe enough to make him look a little bit more palatable, but I don't know. I think he's a great unit, and if you get him, you should be very, very happy. I don't feel like he's S tier right now after all the Blossoming stuff came out. For physical bang damage, you're going to get lots more out of Squidzilla. The magic bounce is just not as big a deal as I thought it was going to be. And then, yeah, so this is probably going to get me some arguments in the comments. But, alright, fight me. Dragwar. I'm going to say, I wish I had orbed my Dragwar instead of Lionheart, although, like I said, Lionheart has been doing very well for me right now. Lionheart's still, like, oddly, he's 4 movement with a really big single target attack, but it can only hit right in front of him. I think most Arena weeks that still can't hurt anything the first round, though he does have a decent martial ability that has a, it's a self-range 1, so he can hit something, diagonal to him 1 square, which is usually good enough to hit something on a corner, depending on the map, but, so he's got a bit more use in Arena. If you're bringing him in PvE just for the whoosh damage, I think he outdamages Lionheart, but Lionheart being able to lower defense is also a pretty big deal a lot of the time, so they're right there. If you're looking at it from the point of I want to rank up a whoosh physical user, pick whatever one you have more awakenings in. That's my honest opinion. Okay, the first of the brides. Let's drag her over there. Deborah. I'm gonna put her up in A tier because everybody keeps telling me amazing things that she's doing. She is still one of the very few Sis units. And so far, I'm putting her up here because of meta. at least in my opinion, the way she looks on paper and the way she performs in the game are two different stories. She just seems to have she's got the right element, since this is very rare. She apparently must have the right resistances for some tough fights, because she seems to be a key piece lately. Now maybe we're past that, but right now she has been pretty good. Now I put her near the bottom of the A list because there's some strong stuff here, but still, Deborah's been pretty good. Bianca's actually going to go in B. I've been hearing quite a few different people tell me, and I've had the same experience, that she's underwhelming. Now, she is fast, and she has a decent attack, and Zap is not incredibly common, so I know that I hate seeing her on the enemy team in Arena when I bring my Zoma, because she can one-shot Zomas. It might be close, though, so if your Bianca is weak and theirs is very strong, it probably won't. But anyway, that's about it. Her counterattack doesn't do much. She's only moved 3, and her, ability is range 2, I think. I forget, but she just doesn't do that much damage. She doesn't have crazy range. Her range is decent. Oomph is nice, but now that we have Seraphi with her AoE, and we're in a physical meta, so at first, when she first came out, I thought that Oomph, that is attack up twice on one unit, I thought that would actually be more relevant than an AoE party attack status up one time. And I was wrong. We're here to like all physical parties, or at least 3 or 4 physical party members in a team. So, yeah, Oomph is still a good move, but when you've got Seraphi that can bring everything's up attack once every round, yeah, just not as relevant there. Bianca, Nara rather. I think she's a really good beginner unit. She's got 2 A-rank elemental abilities. She's got a super strong single target heal. I've gone on about this a lot of times. If you're like a brand new player getting through story and whatnot, I would put her maybe like above a lot of the A tier units. For a player like me, if you're like a day 1 player and you just get her, I don't even know if she's worth orbing anymore. In fact, I'm not even gonna put her. I'll put her like around there. Same for this. Yeah. Yeah, she's not. She can do some good damage, but she's not a powerhouse caster. Single target healing is good enough sometimes. There's a lot of times where you're using a cover tank, you just need that single target heal, but there's just better healers, better damage dealers. So again, she's great for new players. In reality, though, she's just not working out that great. This game does not reward, what's the right way to say it? Like hybrid characters, or being a jack of all trades. You got to specialize. Your unit's got to be good at what it's doing. Being kind of good at 2 or 3 different things is not rewarded in this game most of the time. Emperor Slime. Emperor Slime goes down here in C tier because we just have a way, way, way better healer. He's extremely fragile, has almost no HP. And the way that healing generally works in this game, and the being as limited as orbs are, why orb this guy up when I already have... spoilers, Seraphi. When I already have her orbed up. So, now that's not to say that I will never use Emperor Slime. There could be a situation where I need that little bit of extra immediate healing from multi-heal over Angel Charm. Angel Charm heals far more overall, but the initial, like, immediate heal from Emperor Slime's multi-heal is better. And he has Kabuff and Shear. Sometimes that will be relevant. And you just won't need Seraphi's extra healing. It's very possible that Emperor Slime could still be considered the best healer for a fight. But I'm not going to put 2 orbs into... I'm not going to take him up to rank 7 when I have Seraphi. So let's skip ahead to Seraphi, top tier. She's just her own list. I'm not going to bother putting her at the top, but she is the most important thing. Like, if you started like yesterday, orb a couple of DPS guys first, it's and whatnot, but then like your 5th unit that you orb up, it's Seraphi. No doubt whatsoever, no argument. Okay, Seraphi's the best healer in the game, hands down. She's good in any, even if you don't need a healer, she can still buff everyone's attack up. So yeah, she's not going to do any damage unless you teach her a spell, which you don't really need to. But she's just amazing. She's the best healer in the game by far, so bring her. Nimzo. Nimzo changed, and it's not about anything that they did to him. It's about the meta, it's about the Blossom Door. Apparently his, what do they call it, Nidirian Mist is getting a lot more relevant. I need to orb mine up, apparently, I think. Or maybe it's just one strategy that I've seen, but I think he might be relevant for the Blossoming Doors. So I'm going to go ahead and orb up mine soon. Apparently he does some decent damage. You know, Frizz Breath damage is not rare in this game. In fact, I'm sure he's completely outshined by Dragonlord True Form, but yeah, I'm relatively, maybe you orb him before Deb, I'm not sure, but he's not a priority to orb. But if you're a day 1 player and you've got Nimzo and you've got like everything else orb, maybe orb up Nimzo for the possibility that he is, you know, something necessary in the meta. By the way, something I did not notice about him, I thought it was just people were excited because he can lower attack and wisdom in an AoE thing. That didn't appeal to me too much. It's the fact that it's not occasionally, it's often, so it has a high chance of doing those things. So, very unique and useful unit. Alright, yeah, what's his name? Kingslime has a Blossom now, can do some pretty crazy things. How much damage those are, I know it's not low damage. I don't know if it's insane damage, but apparently he counterattacks automatically and knocks things back. That said, I'm gonna leave him an 8 here just because he is super strong. Still, I don't think he's an arena unit, because if he doesn't kill the things that he knocks back, it's probably going to put you to round 3 a lot of the time, and that's really bad. PvE, I don't know. This guy is crazy / weird, okay? He's going to do some good things. He can mess up some strategies, though, so, like, you know, you need to be careful when you bring him, possibly, I think. Also, the reason I kind of want to put him down in B tier, but I won't. I think that's wrong to put him in B tier. But here's the thing. Out of all the units that there are to Blossom, all but the most brand new players should have a couple of Blossom units to work on, you know, since the 4 or 5 of them are in the general pool. You shouldn't be investing Blossom materials into Kingslime. I'm sure that like people are getting great use out of them, but just from what I see in my experience with how strong the other ones are, you don't want to put materials in this guy. But if you do get around to that point, he will be effective at certain things. He also has an AoE push ability, so like Queenslime, he can be very effective, but honestly, I kind of think he's just down in B tier still, only because of the rarity of blossoming materials. Alright, Astark. I don't like Astark. Like, I'm not as crazy about Astark as I should be, because he still has no range for Arena. Even though I don't like Arena, I still judge everything as an Arena unit. Yeah, I actually like everything up here more than Astark. Now, Astark can do crazy damage. He's super hard to take down. And I don't like him because it's hard for him to hit things on the first turn. That matters a lot. He's a PvE unit. In Arena, he doesn't get to do anything the first turn other than his moderate damage Zam Breath, which is not much damage. Now, he's really hard to take down in Arena, but, you know, anything that you can't do some big damage with the first turn, I don't think is an Arena unit in this meta anymore. That said, not that it really matters. You want to try to avoid him at all costs in a Arena on the opponent's team, because it's pretty hard to take him down. And then if you don't, he's going to one-shot something. Anyway, super strong arena unit, one of the few Zam users that we have. He's going to do big damage anywhere. Really useful on the giant boss battles. But I just, I don't know. I'm not as crazy about him as, like, the strongest unit in the game should be. Still, he's amazing. I just like the new Blossom material units better. Rickard? I'm going to put Rickard here. The Prince of Canik. He's Rickard, because that's a better name. Or what did they name? Oh, no, Rick... Is that what they named? Rickard? Yeah, I like the Prince of Canik better. Anyway, yeah. He is one of the Fuses users. The problem, he's a hybrid character, so I was very excited about him having 3 movement and K'Sizzle. Unfortunately, he just doesn't do much damage with K'Sizzle. He's not a caster. That said, he does still have 3 movement and a range 2 physical attack, so he can do pretty good damage to that. In PvE, or even for the second round of Arena, if he takes something out, if he gets the killing blow on an enemy, he gets a double attack and wisdom buff. That's enough to make him a good caster. But anyway, he's a very good unit. He's not useless unbuffed. You know, he can only one-shot the weaker things, but if he finishes something off, you know, either is the second hit or killing a weak creature in the first round in Arena, he's very strong the second round. He can use his single target coup de grace attack round 2 in Arena. In PvE, he can use that single target coup de grace twice. He's a very useful unit. Not exactly a powerhouse, but I found myself really, really liking him. If you have Canik and a bunch of other heroes, I would say that he's probably easily the first thing to orb. Yeah, he's ended up being really good for me. Alright, so Pudding, whatever you want to call her, Princess of Moonbrook, I'm just going to call her Moonbrook, is probably B tier. She is a Zap caster, which is, well, she's the only, well, I don't know. I guess Malroth is technically a caster. I don't know, he just doesn't feel like a caster to me. You know, she's got a Zapple AoE range spell. She's got a one-time use heal. I think it's on 3rd turn, and it buffs attack and wisdom, which is unique. I think it buffs like all the stats basically. It's a unique ability, but she only gets to use it once. And she can like remove status conditions. She can do some unique things. I don't think she's a powerhouse. She can restore party MP. So she could be useful on a long fight. But in reality, I think she's really neat and not... I don't think she's a powerhouse. She's neat. Maybe better than these 2 brides, probably. Like, all the brides for me are at 0 awakening. I put my hero fragments into Rickard, and I don't regret that a bit. I don't know. I would probably put my next fragment into Moonbrook, just because she's neat. Then again, we're going to get some really strong heroes coming up soon. Hargen. Okay, Hargen... I think I put, like, A tier before, because we just don't have many Zamcasters. I'm actually going to put him here again, because I really do like him. He's, again, nobody should be... I don't think anybody should orb Valencia. Also, he's got a bang-type spell, so he's got 2 A-rank spells of different abilities. Then again, every caster comes with a boom-type spell now. I'm exaggerating, but it doesn't feel like very much. There's a lot of bang damage now. But yeah, he's pretty good. He's not crazy. He's pretty... I think he's just a vanilla caster, really, with a single-target Zam attack and a boom AoE. I don't even remember what his characteristics are, if they do anything special. I think he has dark robes, just like Zoma does. I can't recall. But he's good. Okay, Malroth. I don't have Malroth, but I'm putting him on here just from hearsay, I guess. Apparently he's very strong. He didn't interest me much, but apparently he's very strong. I'll be getting him at the first year when we get that like freebie ticket. I think if we get what JP got, I think there will be a couple opportunities for me to like get him with some kind of ticket, one paid and one's like a beginner mission thing. We'll talk about it later, but I don't think I really need to chase Malroth because he's the only thing that I would need with a ticket like that. That said, we might get him in the new banner they announced today, but I'm not going to go into that in a tier list video. But I might just get him naturally before. Overkilling Machine. It's tough with him because I was hyped for him early in the game, and I got him, and he does some really good things. And also, he is only moved 2 until I get an Awakening, and we don't get inorganic fragments in this game. They just don't exist. So I am still about 2 weeks away from actually being able to see if this unit is as good as he should be in Arena. He starts with a double attack buff, so that makes him, you know, he's going to hit really hard in Arena the first 2 turns, and that's all that matters. He's Frizz Physical, which is not completely, like, I mean, Hellion can do very, very strong Frizz Physical damage as an A rank, but he has no defense. He's a glass cannon. I don't think this Killing Machine 2 suffers from that as much. Overkilling Machine, rather. But I don't know. I'm fairly certain that he is a top Arena unit. But we have also gotten some other really good top-tier Arena unit things here. So I'm going to put him by the bottom of us. I also see him in a lot of Blossom material. He's a good unit. I'm not sure if he's really low S or really high A, but he's a great unit. If he's awakened, if he's awakened, he really needs that first move, that third move for Arena. It's a shame. Great Dragon. Okay, another Blossom here. 35 minutes. Yeah, I knew I wasn't going to make under 45. There's too many units now. I got to start going fast. He got Blossomed. He now has Fan AoE Breath. Okay. I don't know. I'm not really ordering anymore so much. I haven't gotten to test him, but apparently not only is he doing elemental breath damage like Dragonlord True Form or Helberd Saurus, he also is getting Blossom Talent perks to improve that damage. So he's doing more elemental damage than the other guys. And Crack is not a super common element. It's actually a rare element in Arena right now because Zoma, for me, is not as great in Arena anymore because it's very hard for him to hit things first turn. So this is a great source of crack damage that's sorely needed, and he does high splash damage anyway, as long as they're not weak to crack. And then he's still going to do a decent little chunk of damage to him. So great Arena unit after he's blossomed. I cannot... This is what I'm aiming for next. Archdemon. I have no idea how good Archdemon is, but I do know that like there are 18 other casters with A rank bang type ability spells, so I would be absolutely nuts to orb up an Archdemon, even though mine is max, and he could probably do some respectable damage, but his Kaboom is range 2 and he's move 2. No, he's crap. Yeah, it's a shame because he seems really neat. I'd love to use him. He's got it. Why they didn't blossom him is beyond me. He needs a blossom more than almost anything. He's the number one thing that, you know, nobody should blossom. White King. Where do I put White King? Newer players, I might tell them higher depending on your box. I think I'm actually gonna put... How high did my voice get here? I think I'm actually gonna put White King down here. Yeah, White King's always been high on the list for me. We've got A-rank units with Kaswoosh now. There's other good whoosh damage now. We're moving out of the magic meta. Yeah, and he's just too weak in Arena now. You know, PvE, he's still pretty good. But, you know, if you want... In PvE, you generally want single target whoosh damage, and we have very good options for that. So, physical, because in PvE, unless it's very short, you probably need to have a cover tank with him. So, yeah, he's not what he was before. He's still super strong, still super worth orbing. He's not your first priority anymore. This guy, Prism Peacock, I've not seen the numbers on him, He's probably one of the worst S rank Blossom units. That being said, the worst of that group is still amazing. But just with the the scarcity, he's definitely, I'm pretty sure he's ahead of this guy. Just with the scarcity of Blossom materials, he's below the others, so he's down here. Killing Machine, I'm probably rougher on this guy than I need to be, but I'm gonna put him C tier. Yeah. If you were to put him higher, it's only because there's such a lack of crack damage. But yeah, I don't like him. It's only 3 movement. He's pretty fragile. He's got no AoE. Well, he's got spinning attack, but he can't. He can only hit things right in front of him. Spinning attack can hit on the diagonals, but that doesn't even hit any. He can't hit anything round 1 in arena at all, unless he goes after them and they advance on him. So, no, just worthless. All right, this guy, Royal Reptile, I'm gonna go ahead and put B. It's purely maybe it's I don't know. No, he's definitely better than Killing Machine. You could argue it's unfair that I like Royal Reptile more than Killing Machine. Killing Machine always seems to have good resistances. His resistances always seem... He's resistant to crack and something else. Maybe zap. But there's not a whole lot of zap damage. So... And he still hits really hard. It's just, he only hits what's in front of him. He doesn't even have a spin attack to hit the diagonals. But he's pretty tanky and agile. So, no, he's definitely not an arena unit. He used to be. He used to be a good counter for Zoma. But now that the arena meta has advanced so far, he is PvE only. But when you do use him, okay, when it is like a situation where he can get hits in on the boss, he does really good damage. He hits like a tank, and he can take a hit back. So, yeah, still a good guy. You got to have an awakening on him, but generally, if you're ranking up an unblossomed general pool unit, you should have some awakenings in him. Squidzilla. Yeah, he's just a general pool unit that got blossomed. He's somewhere around... No, he's up here. Dude, Squidzilla's amazing. Amazing. I think I like him better than Dragon Lord. Not character-wise, but like power-wise. He just does insane damage. He just casually, when he gets his self buff, if anything that's weak to bang, he just casually runs around and does high teens, like 16, 17, 1800 damage to him. Unbuffed, it's still like 12, 1300. He's dealing 400 or 500 damage to things that he's weak to, and that's while zipping around with torpedo tackle or whatever they call it, which hits 3 things ahead of him, and then he moves on the other side of them. So I've talked about him a lot in other videos, but he's highly agile, and he just does a butt ton of damage. He's doing almost 2,000 damage. I've seen him do over 2,000 damage in other videos when he's got his attack buffed all the way, which is just not that tough anymore. If you're bringing Seraphi, all he has to do is double buff his own attack once, which happens often enough. And then if Seraphi buffs him, that turns that buff into 3 rounds, and it's all the way maxed at 3 stages. So, yeah, he's just easy to start him off triple buffed. And he's just going to hit things that are like for like 2,000 damage, a little more or less. He's insane. Also, in Arena, he can chase stragglers, because he's going to go to the back row in round 1. He's strong enough to survive, and he's probably going to kill 1 or 2 units. And then, a lot of times an arena match can go to round 3 because something runs away from him. Nothing's getting away from torpedo tackle, really, unless they're resistant to it, which I believe is Seraphi. So Seraphi can still run away from him, maybe. But again, he's just so damn strong that even when she resists him, she's weak enough that he can still often one-shot her, especially if she has any HP lost already. Alright, so, this one, now he did just serve me on one of the blossoming doors, but there's a free-to-play unit that in the future will actually be better than him for that stage. But I'm gonna have to put my boy Hybrid down here at C tier. Now, I've not taken him up to 7, so maybe his Scorch gets a lot better, but he's too frail. He's a glass cannon that doesn't do high damage, unfortunately. He needs a Blossom. He really needs a Blossom. He's very agile, though. He does have use. He's not useless. I don't know. I still like him. I still like defending him a little bit. Maybe it's just because I did double orb him. Probably a mistake, but... yeah, just don't orb yours. Don't orb yours. His highlights is that he has Breath Tricks, so if you put Sweet Breath on him, it's one of the best monsters that can use it. And he's highly agile, which goes together well with Sweet Breath. Other than that, just avoid this unit until he gets blossomed. Alright, Beast, Nightclubber. Everybody hates this guy. He has taken... I'm going to put him down here, the B tier. Maybe I put him at S or A before. He's down here. He still, like, isn't taking damage from physical units. He's still super tanky. If you buff his defense, he hits the defense buff. Defense cap. It's 999. He was over 700 at rank 6. I don't know what he's gotten up to now. I don't have mine at 120 yet. But he's getting outpaced in damage. And there's too many things that have his AoE pattern and movement 3. The movement 2 is what's killing him now. So, yeah, he's not quite keeping up after rank 7 came out. Still not a useless unit. Far from being the worst general pool unit. Anybody that thinks he's the worst S rank just doesn't know what they're talking about. Still, rank 7 and 2.0 did kind of kill him. Metal Dragon. Ooh, yeah, love this guy. I'm not going to put him... he's the first thing that I blossomed. He's really good. I'm not going to put him up here. I don't know where he goes. I think I'm going to say he's behind Baramos. Still, he's really fun, and he's type neutral, so that does give him more value. I like bringing him to Arena, although Frizz is getting a bit more common in Arena. And I think he's weak to Frizz and Zam. Those are both becoming more common, so if I were smart, I would probably take him out sometimes, but I don't. I'm not going to take out type neutral damage that goes up and hits 3 enemies the first turn. I love them. The missile procs are also really cool, although it's hard to get those to proc in Arena. It's a lot of RNG, but it is possible. What else about him? And giant boss battles. This is a huge thing, because for a while we were getting giant boss battles just back to back. Like, oh my god, this was cool the first time. Let's do it every fucking month now. I don't know, it's been like a whole month since we had a giant boss battle, I think. Or close to a whole month. Anyway, as long as he's not weak to the boss's main element, this is a great unit for giant boss battles. Because first of all, his ability is hitting all 5 squares very easily. And then he's got his missile proc. That's going to hit all 5 squares for about half as much as his main missile does. And that can proc quite a bit. Against the last giant boss that was doing like 2,500 damage on its own. And each of those AoE attacks has a chance to lower defense, which is very useful in AoE battle, in giant boss battles. So hugely important, valuable unit in giant boss battles. So blossom him as soon as you can. It's really, you know what, it's dealer's choice as far as blossoming materials, because everything for the most part is so damn good, and even the bad choices still end up being really good. Great Troll, I think I've always put him C tier. Like, just, things are getting too strong now. He's just D tier, man. I'm sure he has some uses. He's very tanky. Maybe he does some respectable type neutral damage. He's D tier, man. You can't orb this guy, okay? There's just too much good stuff. Alright, Hell Gladiator. I'm gonna put him B tier because he doesn't really need to be orbed. Oh, that's, what am I doing here? I messed this all up. Sorry, I don't really want to... he's in B tier. The thing is all... I don't wanna move my screen. Okay, yeah, Hell Gladiator's B tier. It's been a while since we had a point. Yeah, speaking of it, I'm kind of making an argument to lower him, but no, I think B tier is right. He doesn't do any damage on his own. Okay, he's crap damage. In my opinion, he was really weak, but I didn't rank him up, or I have 0 awakenings on him. 0. He's the only thing I don't have an awakening on from the general pool. But we basically aren't allowed to do the poison strat on anything relevant anymore. So his value is less. But we are getting to the point where when we are allowed to use that poison strat, he probably needs to be ranked up. So if you don't have any, I don't know, if you don't have anything that you're like excited about orbing up and you have extra, maybe you should go ahead and rank up Hell Gladiator, because we're getting to the point where, you know, a rank 4 isn't going to be good enough to... You're just not going to be allowed to bring a rank 4 to some battles, so... or maybe you need to use his strategy. Like, so far, he's been used with a cover tank. If you need to do a poison strat and you can't bring a cover tank, you're going to have him orbed up. So, that might put him a little higher priority. But myself, mine is Awakened 0 and rank 4, and I haven't had a problem yet. Although there was 1 or 2 fights where I wished he was. Or Godamir, I don't know. Maybe he's B rank. But I'm gonna go... I don't know. I want to say C. He's probably B tier. Like... I don't know. Yeah, I don't know anything about Orgodamir. I think he does some type neutral damage, so he's probably pretty good in some things. But he's 2 movement... I think he's really weak defensively. Yeah, so I don't really know. I'm fairly certain he's B tier. Yeah, you know, this guy is far down on the list of priority of orbing. Yeah, Maribel, probably right there too. She probably does some great single target for his damage, but she's only move 2 and range 3. I mean, if you've got the if you have Maribel and not Dragonlord, I mean, you're brand new. It's very possible, but if you're a day 1 player, you've got Dragonlord by now. Like, you'd be very unlucky if you didn't have Dragonlord caster form, so why? She can use her, you know, she can get through magic shells, the spell reflex, like on Sorrow, but Sorrow's just not that big a deal anymore now that we've moved on to a breath and physical meta, so Maribel is fine, I'm sure, but I don't think she really has... She's not a priority, I'm pretty sure. And as far as Arena goes, she's 60 points, and if you're going to spend extra points on a Frizz spellcaster, you bring Dragonlord. Alright, we're going to more demon form. I think it's A tier. He was pretty hyped when he came out. I think he's very defensive, I guess. So that still is relevant in Arena sometimes. He hasn't, like, knocked my socks off in Arena, but I also don't have his abilities fully leveled because there's no gold in this game anymore. You can't actually play Dragon Quest Tact anymore. You can just... You guys thought stamina was limiting? No. Okay, you can only have as much fun as gold they happen to give us right now. Maybe I'm being a little extra right now, but it's just ever since 2.0 came out, I've not had anywhere near enough gold for anything that I want to do. Equipment alchemy and upgrading abilities are absolutely out of the question right now. All my gold goes to ranking. And I'm not talking about, like, ranking my whole box. I mean just, like, ranking the current Battle Road units. Or, like, a new banner unit that I got that I want to use. You know, like, normally, if I want to use something in Arena, I have to, you know, you take it to 9 or 10. You have to. Every bit of damage matters in Arena. If I do end up being able to rank up a new banner unit that's really strong, I can only afford to get their abilities to 7 or 8, so... Anyway, I have not been able to use him at his full capacity, but if you're going against boss units in Arena, he's going to do extra damage to them, type neutral, so he's always going to do good damage to boss-type enemies. I think that's a lot more relevant in Arena than PvE. And he's got a good, strong Zam physical attack, which is still... it's not as rare as it was, but it's still relatively uncommon, so... He's got decent range, he's tanky, does good damage. He doesn't seem to do insane damage, but I haven't been terribly disappointed with him in Arena. I just haven't been overwhelmed by him, so more testing required. Forest Dragon? I think Forest Dragon's already C. I don't know. I'm sure he does some I mean, defensively, he's got the barrier thing, but that's just one stage of 20% damage reduction. I mean, you use Kabuff or Spell Resist or a cover tank. I can't imagine, like, if you're using a cover tank, I can't imagine that you'd have to bring a healer and this guy. You're bringing 2 damage dealers. They're gonna run out of MP on like almost any fight. I don't know. Maybe there's a poison strat where that's good, but other than that, I think he does. He's got a decent damage whoosh breath attack. He can only use that a couple times. He's sure as hell not an arena unit. He's 2 movement, super low agility. It's not that there's no use for this guy, but I can't imagine why anybody would want to orb him with all the insane other units that we have. Dimension Dragon, I haven't really gotten to test mine too much yet, but from what I understand, he should be doing really high single target breath damage. He's got some, I think he has enough attack to make use of his crack physical attack that can also move him forward. He's 3 movement, he can go through walls and stuff. I'm fairly certain he's not an S tier unit, but an A? Yeah, he's a really strong A tier unit. So there we go. Purvis is probably A tier as well. Sorry, also not going to be able to see him. I like the size that this screen is right now, so I don't want to change it. But yes, Purvis is here in the A tier. Yeah, he goes well with other beasts, although like Marquis de Leon right now is buffing Martial. He has no Martial abilities, but still he's got the 20% beast physical potency up. Leader skill, if you're going with mostly beast physical units, he's a good leader. But yeah, he's good zap damage. He can lure he can pull things in. He does good type neutral damage. 3 move, good AoE attacks. He's a pretty darn good arena unit. I haven't found him to be insane, but he's pretty good. Also, I haven't been able to max out his abilities either, so they're at like 7 or 8. You can say that that's whining if you want, but in arena, dude, if you haven't been in a bunch of arena units where you're leaving things standing with like, 10, 20, 30, 40 HP, you're not, well, you're either lying, forgetting, or you're not playing enough, because that happens all the time. Leaving things with a touch of HP in arena is a death sentence. Literally. Like, you're going to lose units if you're leaving them with a hair of HP when you could have killed them with a level 9 or 10 ability. So, there you go. Alright, the, what is this? Candy Cat? I can't remember what the name of it. Anyway, I'll probably put it at A tier. It seems to be an interesting unit. Also, it's a caster unit that you can easily max out. So I think he has a decent wisdom score. And after a couple months of arena, or earlier if you were saving your points before, I got lazy in arena, you can max out this unit and have a very high wisdom score on him. Now, it just does. He just has the single target frizz spell, so he's not going to do anywhere near as much damage as Dragon Lord. But he's a free to play unit. There is a stage, the one where I mentioned that my hybrid gave me some use right now. He's actually better at that. He has the right resistances for the fight, and he's very agile. So, yeah, very useful for one of the Blossom, a couple of the Blossom videos. And just another good thing about orbing up a unit like this is, again, he's free to play. So if you're like me, even whales like me, I'm an idiot. I like to follow guides. This is a unit that you're going to want orbed and or awakened to follow guides. And yes, that is important. That is a big deal. So I would not scoff at that. Alright, Dread Dragon. He's a D unit. He sucks. I have no idea why he wasn't blossomed. He was the first banner unit, and he was already shit then. That was on JP, by the way. We got him super late, and he was beyond a joke then. We've never seen him relevant. Yeah, so I'm still going to leave... Halberd is an A because he's a very meta unit. Again, because he's free to play, so guys are always going to be using him. Lately, I've been using him on the Blossom Doors because he's got the right resistances and or Blade Breaker. Blade Breaker does decent damage. You're not bringing it for damage, but it's nice that it does some damage. And it lowers attack. I think it might be 2 stages. I can't remember. But attack lowering is very useful in some of the Blossom Doors. And he does Sizz AoE breath damage, which is actually becoming the less interesting in his kit. That's not his big appeal as much anymore. It's still very good, but, you know, True Form has Frizz. Now he's a 65-point unit, and I don't think his Blossom raised that damage much, if at all. But there's a lot more AoE elemental damage right now. So, yes, he's still good. He's still a good arena unit. Still really good to bring him for 50 points. He's not the must-bring every single time irreplaceable arena unit that he was just a month or two ago. But still, very, very good. Marquis de Leon. I don't know if he's A or S. I'm going to put him at S just on hearsay. Apparently, he is just an absolutely amazing arena unit. If you go with all beasts in arena, it actually might bring down Overkilling Machine in arena, but I don't know if that's relevant or not. Yeah, Overkilling Machine, he buffs other martial characters that are next to him on even rounds. And I think apparently, I believe it's a 3-turn buff. So it's not just that they're stronger on every even turn. That means, like, they get stronger on turn 2, and then they get the double buff on 4, triple on 6, and they keep it to 8, and then I believe 10 it gets refreshed too. Which is basically a whole fight. So yeah, he doesn't buff martial damage on the first turn, other than his leader skill if he's the leader. But yeah, and apparently he is kind of the start of martial damage getting a big damage boost. Because without a damage boost, without martial doing more damage, it's strictly inferior to the other types. It can't crit, it can miss, it can wake up or unconfuse units. It's literally strictly the worst damage type. But they're finally giving it the damage bonus boost that it needs, apparently. I do have it. I do have him awakened. But he's not leveled yet. And again, I have to somehow find the gold to rank him up. Rank him up and do his abilities. And then Rough. This is another one. I can't... I haven't had the gold to rank him up with all the other Battle Road stuff going on. And just everything that needs gold. But he might be... I'm going to go ahead and play it safe. I'm going to put him in A tier. He is... I think he is worth the extra 10 points if you want a whoosh unit. I think he's worth 10 points more than these guys. He's got 3 movement. Or is he... No, I think he's 4 movement. He's 4 movement. He has AoE. He has some range on his attacks. And he starts with... it's only a single stage, but he starts with an attack and agility buff. Which is... I think it lasts 2 turns. I can't remember. That's all that matters in arena. Anything that... As long as something buffs the unit for the first 2 turns in arena, that's all that matters at all. Turn 3 is cleanup if you go there. Your plan already went to shit if you're in round 3 anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I think he's going to do really good arena damage in arena. Whoosh is a type that... damage type that... What else? Is anything up here in this top list doing whoosh damage? No, there's no whoosh. No whoosh. I'm pretty sure... Yeah, no. Basically, all the good whoosh damage in this... He's strictly better than the other whoosh users. So that ranks him up. I haven't gotten to use him yet in arena. But he's doing good damage for me just on my leveling party at, like, rank 5 in PvE. So I think he's a really strong unit. Probably needs his awakening, just for that, I mean, starting arena with a single target, single stage attack buff is a big deal. So, yeah, really good unit. I need to do more testing on him, but I'm confident that he's at least an A. Testing would let me know if he's S tier. So here we go. Let me, so here we go. You'll have to, now you can't see the letters, but you can see the whole list here. Yeah, I'm not in the way of that, so that's it. Oh my god, it's an hour 5, Jesus. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I can't not do these in depth. Sorry, guys. Oh, and now it goes all the way down here. Let's see. Alright, there we are. You can see everything now there. Yeah, that's my tier list. I'll have the link to this if you want to do your own tier list. This has everything that we have up till global. Right now, I did not bother adding Vera into the list. She's all martial damage, so I don't really know how to guess with her. It's literally just as much... I don't know. She's strictly for damage, from what I understand. So yeah, rambling over, this is my list. I made a thing about this in my other video, but please, I still have a Patreon. You can go there if you want. I don't do anything with it, unfortunately, because I have like one member right now. Retro Revolutions, you're awesome, and don't feel compelled to keep in there if you don't want to. But anywho, please support the other creators, because now that I can't do videos as much, I really want to see content when I'm on the road. I want to see DQT videos, and I will speak for them because it's rude to say it about yourself, but it's not super rewarding to make these videos. So if you like DQT content, this is a very strong, small community, throw a couple bucks at the people that provide you entertainment on a daily or, you know, weekly basis, okay? If you want daily content, throw a couple bucks at Platt and or Mad to get them to make some more videos, because it's not very rewarding, and it does take a lot of time, guys. Sorry if, you know, there's a lot of people out there that think that's a dick thing to say. They just want everything for free. You don't have to. You can do whatever you want. I'm just saying, if you want more and or better content, support the other guys, please. Go to their Patreon, go to their Twitch, etc. Also, if you notice, there's some smaller YouTubers. I noticed a couple of them are making pretty good videos, and I don't remember their names. I'm sorry. I will try to mention them in the future. But if you see somebody doing Dragon Quest Tact content on YouTube, like and subscribe to them. You know, give them some, you know, give them a, you know, attaboy. There you go. All right, preaching over. Have a great day, guys. I'll try to get some more out for you soon. Good luck.